Yeah, man, it's your boy Killer B that goddamn witch finder general. You got a witch. I'll burn they asses up. Y'all know what time it is today. It's the tapes number 23. Let's go.
You real deaf, I'm gonna put you on stage. Why don't you do this part right here? I'm gonna put me one more time here. What part? Yeah, just take that right there. Act like my man takes my seat right there. Do this for me one more time.
Word. It's your brother Ja. Welcome y'all to the event feature of Ja. Take time away and travel your galaxy. Cut off positions you intend to take. When you return, it's tragedy. Weaken the wicked with a well-placed stone. No need to fortify. My abyss absorbs your home, your zone, your clones, where you roam, and your brightness, and your robots who appear in my likeness. All praise to His Highness. Melt you, King Midas. Assemble troops like Titus. Hold it on my dust. Our rust is reformed into the dust to which sons are born. So ill your temple liquefies. Mind gem. Watch Loki dematerialize, spiritualize the earth to crush flatbreads. Box of death is what the crap says. They don't know how old they got con to shaving short. Oh, what a saving sport. Word into your dimension sport. Come find out why I'm TK. Telekinesis thesis reaches out in this way. The truth and the life in my sight. Build altars and view star light. Demolish altars who want to fight. Then bow before Malaka's a dot. He warned me of sorcerer cops who beard shop and sell poison crops. Watch, I kill my own self before the heart. My degree is enterprise chart. Enter eyes like gleam off a sword. Set on fire, you're my Ali Lord. Sun Tzu gave me that. They plundered the map over ravines, down the creek. Horses and streets, Nordic meat has a woolly coat. Saw Jab fight, taught him to throw a rope. Too many drown and books lose hope. I realize I'm sober. My self-knower is a soldier who told me he is the torch, smolder, and reap the field and do it backwards. That is, reap the field and smolder. The torch is he who told. Y'all crash like Steve McQueen. Elizabeth on your money team. Killer priest, traverse dreams. Sniper warnings of killer bees. Oh, about that situation. Switching hand placement. Grandma is ancient. She gives thanks and tell you about Joseph. Told them to wait outside of this. Your Akub's gotta be about father business. Sharing as the meek shall inherit. Cats didn't listen when I told them I'd prepare it. Loops of the swift chariot. Elisha marriage. Chock full of despair. And when Jah returned, he dipped water and burned. My time frames have sharp corners. That stab box heads and joiners. Corners out of the board show examples to the students. Orcas in the hordes forced to swim through sewage. Goddamn, your words are challenging. Wearing gifts you was lavishing, looking dashing as the crowd's grabbing. Rope chains, bangles, and body kicks. Hoodies with rose gold zips. Willie butter leather matching gloves. Women on the leather cause she loves. Bless y'all who can make the journey. Guard and glowing. Ask your attorney. Servants with broke heads on gurneys. Youth and pre-sales learning. Desire burning as elders churning. Then she give you a bit to take. See how the hard work put a shine to your face, far from the wrath of grapes, or the farcy hate, or the obscene fakes. End up in a mean G place. From heights view a major gift. Y'all more confused than fans of Taylor Swift. Time to time, take a sniff. Show how much you know when I'm found relaxed in a Gondor bungalow. Sister bro, oh.
I don't believe these people. They fronting on me after all the business I done gave them, man. You know what I'm saying?
Look, Sneaker Genius, we're over here trying to rehearse.
Rehearse?
Yes.
Why don't you put a little rap in it like my man
The
did?
time's at hand, exposed corpse from the sand. We ruled the land and it sprout great food. Nobody wants to lose, nor is it something you choose. But niggas be on Tom Cruise. Some black actors who promote bachelors, not even listening when I ask you. Take lessons from the older rap groups. My meditations rock the nations. Hurt your stomach like the smell of bacon. Out with a mason and eat up they snakes. Seem too easy and you go astray. How much time do we have to wait to pray before the hunger pains lead the way? Seeing Kana burn his own face. That's what you get when holiness misplaced. Duck face devils claim pyramids where octagons get inked like squid. Know where I live, where Pegasus is. Best to miss when the bones grate. Sloan taste like Bueller in case. Myths hate my blade break. Put you to the burning gate. Alive and well, living action do tell. Smooth as rails, especially when hear me finish. My rhyme scheme is called Do Not Diminish. While youth remain timid, sandbar to sandlot. Football stars talk, wars are candy, red knot, change colors under warm water. Bathtubs, she used expensive scrubs for daughters. Catch you like the last pass, snagged on grass. Had to move fast in the face of a siren's blast. Yet sit here in this task. Round up mutants like Boulevard trash. Same date, do not crash. Munch you down like corned beef hash. Hurdlers weren't up to task. Ask share about math. Expect response craft. For understanding surpass. Faith in Yahweh. First to last. Expose heathens like Christian chat.
Yeah. What's up, y'all? What's up? It's your boy Killer B, the goddamn West Finder General, back at y'all. Yeah, another episode of the Tapes. Who would have thought Chris Harris would have made the tapes? Who would have thought? God damn it. we out to pull some facts out here today and shit, and expose these so-called black scholars. All right, so we're gonna get on into this thing. Me and Chris Harris had a little discussion. Where did that shit start? Yeah. Chris Harris put up a video, I guess, commemorating Dr. Laila Afrika. My condolences to the family on his death. But the truth has to be told. There was one part of that video that I addressed when he spoke on white sugar, and he put out to the people, oh shit, this other video I need to get fucking about white sugar. And I've heard about this before in the Muslim community. I heard about it in the Israelite community and stuff, and all the new health nuts and stuff out there today, where they say that white sugar has pork in it. All right. So I'm going to show y'all a little bit, but I'm going to get into the real important shit. I'm going to show y'all a little bit to share this information with y'all. How white sugar does not have pork in it. Yesterday, I appeared on Chris Harris' show. We had a little discussion on the matter. We're going to see something very interesting, something that you never think you would see. So yeah, we spoke on about bone char. The argument was that white sugar doesn't have pork in it because the process to make the white sugar, they use a substance what they call bone char. Bone char is a substance that is made from pig and other animal bones that are burnt, and the char is used as a filter to extract the color, the decolor, and extract like impurities and stuff like that from the sugar. Just like you will have in your normal house if you have a water filter in your house that has activated charcoal. A lot of activated charcoal is also made with bone char. And what it does when the water passes through it, the impurities in the water attaches itself to the char. Later that can be washed out and stuff like that and reused. But the end result, there is no pork that is seeping into the end product, which would be the filtered water or the decolored sugar. So we're gonna get right into this today. See, we ain't got nobody up in here yet, but let's play this thing here. A little statement that Chris Harris said at the end of the show yesterday. Let's take a little listen to this. All right, take a little listen. Killer B, the goddamn witch finder general. You got a witch, I'll burn their asses up. Let's go.
Even I shut the hell up.
You know what I'm saying? Even I shut up. You know what I'm saying? So we don't want to keep it going too much longer than this because we want the content to be presented to the people in a manner in which they can listen to it and learn something from it. Killer B, your argument is garbage. You trying to attack every black scholar that approaches things with a scientific methodology as being a cult leader. You can't do that, big bro. You know better than that. I'll destroy you any day. Thanks, Tony, for coming on in once again.
Y'all hear that? Let me back out on up, right? He said, I attack black scholars, right? I like to attack black scholars.
To the people in a manner in which they can listen to it and learn something from it. Killer B, your argument is garbage.
My argument is garbage.
You trying to attack every black scholar that approaches things with a scientific methodology.
That approaches things with a scientific methodology. We're going to see about that today.
As being a cult leader.
As being a cult leader.
Can't do that, big bro.
I can't do that.
You know better than that.
Do I? Now listen to this last thing.
I'll destroy you any day. Thanks, Tony, for coming.
Woo! Big words, big words, big words. We're about to see, right? We're about to see this. We're about to see about this today. We're about to see about this today. Right? Now, I'm going to play a little bit of discussion. I don't really want to play the whole thing. It's kind of long. It's about a good, probably 15 minutes or something like that. I'm going to get right into it. The room got two people up in the room. That's what's up. That's what's up. I know a lot of y'all they don't want to peek your, oh shit, they gonna peek, hey, peek. That's right. If that subscribe button is still red, click it and turn it gray. That's it. Hey, that's a good thing to say. I like that, Pete. I like that. Don't forget to like and share this video on all platforms. Got that right. Thank you, Pete. Thank you. So we're gonna get into this little discussion that me and Chris Harris had. Then actually I'm gonna show the facts in between all the shit, right? Okay, let's go. Let's get right into it. Chris Harris had. All right.
Early in the morning doing all that damn.
I'm just tired. I'm tired, boy. Boy, I'm tired of this shit, man. I tuned in to SV.
He's talking about SDVL and how they got all the fuckery and shit. But how many times have I said that? They still be over. Anyway, that's another video.
And then they be trying, right? And hopefully they'll first time. You know what I'm saying?
That shit ain't got no animal left in that motherfucker.
But it's still processed. Okay, is it processed?
Now, we're going to see some Judah Nazareth shit from Chris Harris today. We're going to see some Judah Nazareth shit. Listen close.
That shit ain't got...
Listen.
Been processed from what? Right. That shit the fuck down. You know what I'm saying? Got to go back up here because I see a little white line above it at the top of the screen. I'm like, I ain't supposed to be seeing that. But besides all that, what's up with this bone chart, man? You know what? Let me drive a little bit more.
On that shit. Stop front.
No, man. Bone char is what, B? What is bone char?
It's carbon.
It's carbon processed from what?
Animal bones.
Animal bones, exactly. And do they use pig's bones to do that?
You burn something at 1300 degrees. That shit ain't got no animal left in that motherfucker.
By the way, I just woke up. I've only been awake for 5 minutes and shit during this, but he still gets smoked. Listen.
But it's still processed. Okay, is it processed? Is it processed from pigs? That's all I'm asking.
Yeah, pigs, beef, all that shit.
Okay, so if it's processed from pigs, how does it lose its original property? It's called bone char. It's burnt, right? So I'm not saying that it still come from pigs though, right?
Cremate your ass. Is you a goddamn human anymore? Hell no, you ash.
Boy, you know, shit, you come from ashes, don't they say? Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Now,
Who, me?
you got to choose.
That's,
You believe in the
that's
Bible?
nowhere. No, hold on. That's nowhere in the Bible. That's nowhere in the Bible.
Right.
That's some Bible shit. That's some goddamn Christian shit.
It ain't Christian, it's Catholic.
Up an ass.
That's what you basically turn back into. If I go dig up one of my family, they gonna be dust.
Yeah. Watch it. Go ahead. Go. Next question.
Okay, so it's processed from pigs, right? That's all I want to know. You said yes. Okay, so therefore, pork in it. Sugar got pork in it. You're not supposed to be eating white sugar.
Now, what the hell kind of statement is that? And watch how he switches it up. Bone char is processed from animal bones, pork, beef, and such, right? It's burned at 1,300 degrees. It is burned to a point that is no longer any animal. It's not an animal product from that point. It's called bone char because that is the original substrate that was used to produce it. Now, what you have to understand, if you know anything about alchemy or anything, when you're taking these two elements, you're changing something into something totally different. It is no longer the original substance. It is now turned into something else. And to further explain this, I go into how kosher. Well, we're gonna get to it. Let's listen.
Sugar anyway. Brown sugar is the more healthy sugar.
Now he's changing the subject into what's more healthy, right? Listen,
Is used as a filter. It filters out impurity. When they process sugar with bone char, the char grabs onto the impurities and the colors in the sugar.
Okay, so
now listen, I said it grabs onto the impurities and the colors, grab onto the bone char. It attaches itself to it. Not the char blending with the sugar. Listen.
I'm not done.
I didn't say that.
Like,
that's not my argument.
Your water filter has bone char in it most of the time. Does that mean that this pig in your water? No. The water goes through
but
it.
it's right. But listen, people been drinking water for millions of years. We're not gonna go to water. We only dealing with sugar first.
But I'm using water as an example because it's the same substance. What happens when you have the substrate that is run through the bone char? What happens is the impurities that they want out of the substrate attaches to the char. It does not, the carbon or the char does not fuse with the substrate. What it means, the particles that's in the substrate attaches to the char. It attaches to it. So
in other words, when the substrate is running through the char filter, the substrate is running through, and the impurities in the substrate attaches to the char, not the char attaching to the substrate.
When it comes through, what you have left is still sugar. There is there's no charcoal. There's none of that shit left in the sugar. It never was in the sugar. Just like your water.
I'm asking again.
Water passes through. It's the same thing.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask this again. That's fine. But do they use bone char to filtrate the sugar? Do they use it?
Yes, they do.
So you don't believe that some subatomic particles can get in that sugar? You believe it's just 100% pure?
Yes.
Really?
Now, watch how he switches it up. And look, notice how he's playing. He's doing the SVDL bullshit, right? When I'm talking facts, right? Now, what he's trying to do is say that now the bone char is going into the substrate, right? And that makes their pork in the sugar or in the water.
Yeah. So how is lead getting into the water when most water systems are filtered in America?
Well, right? A filter, most filters don't, if not all, I don't know that. That's a totally different topic. But most filters don't filter out every single thing 100%. I did that on my on the respirator mask for the coronavirus. There's no mask that block out 100%. They can go up to 95%, but not 100%. Right? Now he's talking about lead. Lead is in the water before it gets to your sink. It goes through your filtration system, if you have one in your home.
Well, you got to rephrase that question.
How is lead getting into the water when their water systems are filtered?
Okay, now he's talking about lead that's in the substrate. He's saying, how is this lead getting into the water after it's filtered? Right? That's a totally different argument. This is SVDL shit.
Are they filtered through charcoal?
Yes.
Now, what does that have to do with pork being in the substrate from the filter? We're talking about things in the filter getting into the substrate. Not taking stuff out of the substrate and the filter not blocking it. You see what he's doing here? He's changing the argument. You see what he's doing? That's very deceptive. That's Nazareth shit.
I don't believe so.
Those things are absolute. Those things are there's no such thing as an absolute filter.
Now, why are we talking about how well something filters something when the discussion is stuff from the filter getting into the substrate?
You have water, you have charcoal, the activated charcoal filters in your home. They're not coming through the plant. The plant is not putting the water through charcoal. That's why.
But what I'm trying to say. But remember, I used to work at Refresco.
Now, what that got to do with anything? See the Judah Nazareth shit? This is very simple. And these people do this all the time. Over there at SDDL. That's why Chris is doing it, and he's doing it so good. I just woke up. My brain is like catching it, but I'm not that quick. You know what I mean? To catch on to what he's doing. Listen.
Then you have a charcoal filter as the final filtration before it comes out of your faucet in your home. That I believe, I don't know about the lead, but I know that is where the water is filtrated and stuff from all the impurities, all the additives that are put in the water. They attach to the charcoal, and afterwards you can wash the impurities out of the charcoal and use the charcoal again.
Notice I'm sticking to my argument, and Chris is running all over the place.
When you have a charcoal filter in your house, there's no bits of charcoal in your water.
All right, so let me go on this one. Okay, let me go now.
He said, let me go on this one. He's noticing that I'm sticking to my topic, and he's sounding crazy because he's talking about everything but the topic. What he accuses other people of doing on SVDL.
When you're dealing with filtration systems, right? those aren't 100% absolute.
Now, why are we talking about how well a filter filters something from the substrate? When the argument is there is no pork in the char that's getting into the sugar. He's talking about a totally different argument. And he knows this. He's doing this on purpose. And watch him keep changing it.
All right. It's not your water.
Absolutely.
They're not 100% absolute. And I'm going to show you. When I worked at Refreshco, we had a filtration system. It has to be filtered at a certain spec. In other words, okay, it's okay. The FDA says only this is allowed.
Absolutely. Just like you have canned goods and stuff, right, are allowed to have rat shit in it. Only a certain amount. And it's okay. Because every manufacturing plant has rodents and all types of shit, things, dust, bugs, and all types of stuff that gets into the product. Yes, that's true. Not all things. The FDA regulates how much of something can get into the final product and it still be okay. Because the FDA realizes that you can't fight off every single thing. Just like restaurants. A lot of restaurants have rats and roaches. You can have rats and roaches in your restaurant, but only a certain amount.
If your soda is not per this right here, like let's say 0.5, and it's 0.6, you can't pass that product.
Right.
So it's not 100%. It's a filtration system to remove some of the purities, not all of them.
But what you're saying, what the rating is how much does it filter? Not saying
I understand. Listen, B, it's not. Listen, you're banking. You're listen. You're trying to bank on these filtration systems being 100% absolute.
Where have I said that? 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 Y'all let me know. Where have I said that? You see? See that? Thank you, P. Lead can come from the ground, but pipes have been changed in the country due to lead in the water. Thank you. See how he changed the argument all up? He know he can't. He has to get me off track.
They're not.
100%. 100%.
By the way, this is all of you. Not Dr. Sebi, I'm sorry. Dr. Laila Afrika. Dr. Sebi, motherfucker and shit. Fuck both of them. That's right, I said it. That's right. All right, let's go.
Said what?
It can't filtrate. It can't filtrate your product at 100%. As a matter of fact, the filtration says, hold on, let me finish. I'll just let you rock out. You ain't gonna let me finish?
Go ahead, go.
All right. When they process the sugar, they take all the nutrients out the sugar. So what they're doing is stripping the sugar of its natural nutrients.
See how he switched it up again now, right? See him switching up again? Listen.
And giving you some granulated bullshit that's been reprocessed.
Which is absolutely correct.
Hold on. You gonna let me finish? Because I'll just let you talk all day.
Yeah.
All right, so they offer you a reprocessed sugar that what's it called? That went through the same filtration system. By the time you get that white sugar, it is not in its purest form anymore. It's not even pure sugar. It's pure granulated sugar.
Absolutely.
All right. So everything been stripped. Okay, so everything been stripped of it, right? So when Dr. Laila Afrika said, when Dr. Laila Afrika, peace be upon him, when he said there's pork in your sugar, he was only speaking on the information that he knew at that time. That doesn't mean what he was saying was 100% absolute, but what he was saying that there is pork. There's pork in the process of refining your white sugar. Pork is in that process. And that bone char contains pig. And the bone char itself, guess what? That helps filtrate the sugar. There's no way around it.
Now, you heard what he said? What the cult shit is, and what I mean by cult is people manipulating people's minds for their gain. Right? What Dr. Laila Afrika did was in just that. He didn't have to say that. He could have said that it's filtered and all the impurities are stripped out of the sugar. But what he did was say that there's pork in the sugar. That's the game changer. Because now if you're Muslim, if you're Hebrew Israelite, you know all this chemical bullshit, now you're going to listen. You're all ears now. Now he sounds like a genius. In return, you're going to listen to that. And you're going to want to listen to more to what he got to say. Just for example, just how Chancellor Williams, when he did his books, and said Chancellor Williams was a novelist. He was a novelist. He wrote novels. That's why his books are so interesting that you can't put them down. You just have to keep reading and reading and reading and reading. They grab you. You notice you get other books and stuff, they're kind of boring and shit, but you get his book, it's like a cliffhanger all the way through the book. Like you just into the book. You can't put it down. It's just amazing, the stuff that you're reading. It's the technique that he uses to put out the information that grabs you. It's excellent marketing.
Pork is not okay. What you said was correct. That it strips all the shit out of the sugar. That's absolutely correct. But what Dr. Laila Afrika was doing was some Hebrew Israelite fucking pseudo fucking crazy shit to get you attracted to what he's saying by saying
you can't. Hold on. You can't say that.
Now I'm talking. Now what he's doing is putting your psyche, pork, in the sugar. That there's pork in this sugar. One no longer ink when it's not to the sugar. So there's absolutely no, because sugars, you can use white sugar Passover.
Man, I don't give a fuck about no Jew and they shit. What you talking about? Like because the shit kosher. Oh man, this is absolute. You can use it at a Jewish Passover. It ain't kosher. It's impure. How you bring out Jews? No, and what you did? Hold on. What you did was you did a Texas sharpshooter argument. You pointed at that one thing that he said instead of dealing with everything that he said as a whole pertaining to nutrition. That's what you did. That's what you did.
What the sugar was right, but he put in there that like to get people to not fuck with it. You had to tell them that there was pork in it for them not to fuck with it.
Right. See, what he was saying was right about the sugar, but the way he went about presenting it was deceptive. That's to get you to come on his side. That's what I'm saying. That was my whole argument. It wasn't saying, my argument wasn't that white sugar ain't bad for you. My argument was there is no pork in sugar. And I'm going to put these links in the chat for y'all, for you go check and see yourself on bone char. And what you can get, you can't even get DNA from the charred bone char. Because the Jews use white sugar. And Passover, you get white sugar, it got kosher on it. Why is that when it's used, bone char is used to process it? Why is that? Now, it has nothing to do with religion or the Bible. The Jewish people are very strict on what they consume, and they pay attention on what they consume. They have scientists or whatever. They have like all these counselors and stuff. They go over the products, what can be eaten, what can't be eaten, right? The reason they can use white sugar that's processed with bone char is because the bone char is no longer the original substance. There's been a chemical reaction once that hot fire is added to it, just like you have alcohol, right? You got vodka. The end result, the beginning thing is potatoes. The end result is no potato. There's no potato in vodka. The impurities, the carnal part of the process is left in the still, where there's a gas that comes from it that goes through a tube, cools down, and turns back into a liquid. And then you have your vodka, your alcohol, your spirits. It's no longer potato. And I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this. If y'all like to research and stuff, research for me, is there any potato in the alcohol or like traces of potato in the alcohol? That'd be an excellent thing to discuss. The carnal part of the substrate is no longer there.
Now, do people still use white sugar to this day?
Hell yeah,
Do people still use white sugar? Okay then. So what he said, fella.
Now, another thing, powdered sugar is not cultured. Powdered sugar is, I forgot what it is. I believe there's milk. Or there's another stuff that's added to it to make so the powdered sugar doesn't clump. You know how regular sugar clumps. Powdered sugar does not clump. There's a certain additive in there that's not kosher. That's why powdered sugar isn't kosher. It has nothing to do with the Bible at all. It's just dealing with the science of what these things are. They don't consume these substances. Just like you have carmine. If you like fruit cocktail, ice cream sundaes, you got the cherry on top. Guess what? That dye that makes that cherry that super red color like that is not from the cherry. That dye comes from a beetle called the carmine beetle. You can look it up. And what happens, they crush this beetle and it creates a red dye. And that dye is used as a food coloring. So in other words, the red cherries are not edible for the Jewish people or whatever. Right? Check this out. So it cannot be eaten because it has an unclean animal according to their faith or whatever, right? If you consume animals and shit like that, those cherries ain't consumable food. They're not natural. They've been treated with a bug that gives it that color.
On mute ears, but I think he made a point when he said, "I don't think you should be mixing milk and meat like that."
Well,
I think he made an excellent point there. No, what I'm saying is, no, I'm not going nowhere else. I said what you did was you created a Texas sharpshooter argument, and you took that one little thing he said, and you're trying to.
Now, I want y'all to go over and tell me what logical fallacies Chris Harris done in this video.
Excuse me. You're trying to tear him down based on that one comment when he also said, "I don't think you should eat milk and meat at the same time."
I exposed the cult with a cult. That's what he was doing.
He didn't have no cult. Just a cult only means secret teachings, man.
Really?
What cult did he have? Go.
Really?
Tell me what cult. I'm not talking about Minister Inky. Tell me what cult did Dr. Laila Afrika.
Now, people don't know the difference between occult and cult. It's two different things, Chris Harris.
Who has a doctorate in health management. Tell me what cult does he have?
Produce that? Can you produce his doctorate?
Yeah.
Can you produce it?
All right, Chris Harris said he could produce that doctorate. Y'all heard him. Y'all heard him. He said he can produce that document now. Come on, Chris. You got to produce that document. But after I'm done with this video, you ain't gonna have a chance. Not gonna have a chance. Let's go.
Yeah, not while I'm driving, but I can do that easy.
Easy?
I like to see that.
Easy?
But anyway,
Okay. Pull it up.
with my argument was that
Pull it up right now. You're on the computer. Pull it up.
What I said, do it. I just like to know. But what my point was that there is no pork in sugar. I made that very clear. What you did was try to say that the sugar, all the and everything was stripped out of the sugar. That was you was talking about, but that wasn't what I was talking about.
Yeah, I think I forgot, but I believe it's I may be wrong. I gotta pull up the doc. I'll try to find it. I'll put it all in the chat. But there might be milk added to that sugar, or there's some substance that they add to it to keep it from clumping. And there's some sugar, if not the powdered sugar, that has milk in it, and it's not allowed to be eaten with meat. I'll pull up the article. I'll try to find the article again.
That's what I was agreeing with you.
No. What I'm saying is this. What I'm saying is this. How you cite your arguments. Do you know what a Texas sharpshooter is?
Yeah, a nigga that smoking nigga boots.
Stop it, man. A Texas sharpshooter argument is when you take 1 point from him after he's illustrated 1,000 different points. Well, I'm giving an example. And then that 1 point, you think that's going to tear down his body of work. You use that 1 point to tear down his body of work.
I didn't say, I agree with you on the sugar. But I said this, my argument was that no pork in sugar. And there is
I never said there was. I never said there was. But you still haven't proven, using the methodology, that the filtration, hold on, you still did not prove that the filtration used is 100% absolute, where, damn, that white girl got a fat ass. Excuse my language. What's it called? That the filtration system used in pork is 100% absolute, that none of that bone char slips into that what's it called? Into that processed sugar. That shit processed. It's not even pure.
Now,
all right, everything else
Chris just say. Y'all explain to me what the fuck did Chris just say? Did y'all hear that circular ass shit? You saw that fucking spin move that nigga just pulled? There is no bone left in bone char. It is not getting into the substrate because there's none in there in the first place. And there's none getting into the product in the first place anyway. It's very simple.
Out of that motherfucker with some bone char gonna be in that.
I'm pretty sure there will. That's why I asked you, how is lead in carbon? How is lead being found in water? I used that as an example. So you mean to tell me
shit isn't filtered with lead? They don't use lead as a filter to get into it. What sense does it make using a filter if the filter is getting into the substrate? The stuff that they're taking out might not be taken out 100%. The stuff that's not taken out 100% is not attaching itself to the char. That's how bone char works. That's how charcoal filters work. The impurities attach itself to the filter. Not the filter falling off and going in the shit. That would defeat the whole purpose.
With the same filtration methods that they use, you mean to tell me that?
By the way, I just put the links of some of my sources in the chat. The first couple of links are dead links. I don't know. They just came out all jacked up. But the last two I put in there are the correct links. You can read up on it a little bit. I'm going to find that kosher one too.
That the sugar processing is going to be 100% absolute? and you can bet on, and you can prove that.
It's easily
Okay, then if it's not absolute, some of that bone char done slipped in there.
Hey, bone char carbon is black, right? How's that sugar fucking crystal pure angel white?
Bro, like I said up there, it tells you that it's broken down to some. Now you're trying to use the color of it. You're trying to use the color of it. That's like trying to find that. Particles.
Right.
Particles are broken down to so many. Say what?
What you were saying.
It's
just as stupid what you were saying.
The doctor was Dr. Laila Afrika lying when he said there's pork and sugar.
Yes, he was.
Okay.
If the sugar with the goddamn do that shit, no. You know how
why you keep talking about? Why do you keep listen? Why you keep talking about Jews?
Now, what that has
because what they practice in their faith, whatever it is, whatever they want to believe, they cannot have anything from pork in their
food. Set the hold on. They set the standard
for them.
Okay, no, I'm saying, do they set the standard? Do they set because they eat sugar and it's kosher? Does that make it the standard? No.
I'm saying
you're saying because they eat it, that means it's kosher. Based on a religious doctrine? Really?
Based on
how is that going to hold up? Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. If they use bone char to filtrate sugar, and in that bone char,
I just put the link on the kosher on why kosher white sugar is kosher. I just put the link in the chat. So you guys can check that out on your own time. I want to move this along too, because I got some good information. I'll let it play for a little bit more. About another minute or so.
Is processed animal bones, and along with pigs, goats, horses, all other type of bones used to refine it, and they're using the same shit to filtrate sugar. Okay, that means it's going through that bone char, right? It's going through this filtration process that has these compounds in it. Okay. Now, wait a second. Hold on. Now you're saying what you're saying is to try to substantiate the premise. Real quick, let me finish. To try to substantiate the claim that it is filtrated and it's pure, is some fucking Jews, and the fact that they use the same so-called white sugar, my nigga.
Hold on. Power to the Dark Side TV2. You spend most of your life living with a transsexual.
Come on, man. Let's not worry about that. Let's focus on this right here. I'm not worried about that. Come on.
Like that, you living with a transsexual, nigga.
Bro, this is what this whole lesson is about. Stick to the argument.
See, I had to do that and shit. You know, making Lex was talking some shit. No, I just hit him with the facts. There you go. You live with a transsexual, nigga. That's fact. That's fact. That's what I'm about to kick. You know what? That's good right there. I only got a few more minutes. I want to breeze through this motherfucking shit on Dr. Laila Ali. Yeah, I'm gonna stop this shit right here. I'm gonna jump right in this motherfucker. Okay. I want to show y'all something here. Share my screen. All right, here we go. Boom. All right. This is Dr. Laila Ali, right? About this practitioner. Dr. Afrika is one of the world's foremost authorities on health and nutrition. He has a doctorate in neuropathy from Anglo-Saxon Institute of England, right? Let's take a look and we get any information on that, right? There we go. Anglo-Saxon University. This is their website. That's it. All these links are dead. See? All these links on here are dead. You got that one. Which is talking about absolutely nothing. I'll put that in there for y'all too. I'll put this link in the chat so y'all can go check it out yourself. Let me get back to this. All right. He is certified addictionologist with a degree from the American College of Addictionology and Compulsive Disorders. He is certified nurse from Georgia Baptist Medical Center. He has an acupuncturist, metaphysician, and was a U.S. Army social worker, nurse, and psychotherapist. He studied to become a massage therapist, herbalist, historian, writer, lecturer, teacher, and medical astrologist. Dr. Afrika has over 35 years experience in training in ethnomedicine, which is the use of disease remedies and diagnosis based upon the biochemistry of race. Because of these tremendous credentials, he is one of the most sought-after lecturers in the country. Right? More of his credentials. As a sacred counselor at Georgia Baptist Medical Center, he gained hands-on the work experience in mental illness such as manic depression, paranoia, rape, schizophrenia, etc. His training as a certified acupuncturist gained him knowledge and awareness of treatment methods used in Chinese medicine. Massage therapy, he teaches massage therapeutic message as a method of stress reduction, calmness, and awareness. Medical astrologist teaches medical astrology to people who avoid future diseases. Currently, he teaches a nutritional counselor's certification course in America, the Caribbean islands, Haiti, and England. The certification course allows graduates to be licensed as a Naturopath by Washington, D.C. He is a member of the Association for the Study of Classical African Civilization, whatever the fuck that is. Laila, as a psychiatric counselor at Georgia Baptist Medical Center, gained hands-on work experience with mental illness such as a manic depression, paranoia, rape, schizophrenia, blah, blah, blah. His training as a certified acupuncturist gained him knowledge in a wellness treatment methods used in Chinese medicine. All right. Now let's get to the facts here. This is coming from a person named this is a person that did some research here. I wish I did. I should have spent so much time on it. But let's read some facts about Laila Afrika. Laila Afrika, let me share this thing so you guys can see. Laila Afrika did not submit any evidence of possessing either a doctorate of medicine, MD, or a doctorate of naturopathy, ND, from any institution, right? If he did, he would have ND at the end of his name, which he doesn't. Nowhere can you find Dr. Laila Afrika with ND or MD in the United States. You have to have an MD to be a neuropathic medicine doctorate. To get a doctorate in that, you have to have an MD. Laila Afrika attended the Technical College of the Low Country in Beaufort, South Carolina, and received a licensed practical nursing degree in 1990. Laila's LPN degree from the Technical College of Low Country appears to be an associate's degree. He has a completed 64.3 credit hours at the institution. Now, that website I just showed you, wait, I don't think I put it in the chat. Let me put it in the chat for y'all. you can contact this so-called university or whatever it is, and they will give you who has been awarded what degrees in the country. You can do this with any college. They did this to Dr. Muhammad Ali Muhammad, that Beyonce Netter. They did that to him at Temple University and found out that he doesn't have a doctorate. He didn't have no degree at the college, but he produced a diploma that had his name spelled wrong on it. All right, let's go. Layla's LPN degree from Texas as complete. All right. Laila Afrika indicated having medical experience that includes work at Dr. Otis Williams Chiropractic Clinic from 1990 through the date of his application as an employee and an instructor. He also indicated working for the Bayview Nursing Home in 1990 until the date of his application. Laila Afrika has no military medical experience indicated on his application. Laila Afrika was certified by an organization named the International Board of African Thinkers, Traditional Priests, Priestesses, Healers, and Religion Incorporated as an expert holistic health consultant. This is a closest that Africa sees to have come to being any actual nutritionist or dietitian. His professional experience indicates that he taught at this organization during the same year that he was certified by it. And see, what you can also do, what a lot of people do, they start nonprofit organizations like churches and stuff. And through the church, you can create like a school. And within that school, you can make a doctorate program. So any one of you could start an organization and have a doctorate program, and you can be considered doctor. Any kooky ass shit you come up with, you can be a doctor in it. That's how a lot of these people get away with having doctor in front of their names. From these weird, kooky ass fucking organizations. And they'll put a doctorate on their name. And you don't even have to go to the school. You take a little course, right? Now, they're the dangerous shit. Laila Afrika has no indication of training as an HIV and AIDS clinician. In addition to the International Board of African Thinkers, Traditionalist Priests, blah, 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 Incorporated, Africa's addictionology certificate comes from the Life College School of Chiropractic and the American College of Addictionology and Compulsive Disorders. He acquired this certification in 96 and it expired in 97. He is also certified as an acupuncture detoxification specialist by the National Acupuncture Detoxification Association. Afrika worked in a nursing home. Booker concluded, at best, Laila Afrika is an acupuncturist that can help you shake an addiction. Nothing in the professional or academic history of Dr. Afrika indicates that he is qualified to speak on AIDS, diabetes, cancer, arthritis, melanin, and various other 80 topics that Afrika lectures about. Right? Look, I have to read stats that show disappointment rates of diabetes among the African American community. I wasn't arguing with that. I was arguing with the unsupported notion that it is due to a genetic inability to handle a diet that no one should be following. I don't like junk science. I don't like fraudulent experts. I don't like people who parrot absurd notions based solely on their wish that it be true. And most of all, I do not like people resorting to ad hominem attacks on me when their logic won't hold up. I defriended this guy, and trust me when I said that my disdain for quacks knows no racial geographical boundaries, because I also find the work of Dr. Robert Young contemptible, right? This is another guy. I put the link for this too in the chat for y'all. When he lied, Kung Fu, when he was a goddamn liar. You can look up Dr. Ben too. All his certifications that he claimed, most of 80% of them shits ain't true. So now what? How do we look at them? See? You can get mad. You can disprove me. Tell me why you mad. Hit that like down button. Tell me why you mad. I'll bring you the facts. I'm saving these niggas out here from these fucking fools out here that say it is not just black people. I go at anybody. But the black people are in my reach. That's why I'm on them, because they in my reach. You go check out this video about a book that goes on that whole pH thing that Dr. Sebi talk about and shit. It's absolutely craziness. Right? Let's move along. That's it on that. Boom. Get that out of here. And if you go through his whole list of people that deal with him, when you look at when they have doctor in front of their name, read their credentials. Read their credentials and tell me if they're really a doctor. And you putting your trust in these people. There's one actual doctor in his little board, in this little group. One actual doctor. Of all the people he got, they got doctor before their name. All the links is there. You want the sources? There they go. Now I'm gossiping. Look, now check this shit out here. Now look at this. You can't even be licensed in neuropathy. Wait, hold on. Hold on 1 second. There's only like 22 states where you can actually practice neuropathy in the United States. This is it right here. Licensed in state provinces. Right here. All the dark teal color, I think that's teal, right? Color's teal, right? As of 2020, these are the only states where you can practice that shit. And that's because of crazy people getting on these congressmen and shit to pass these laws to let motherfuckers do this shit. Oh, where's right through this shit? Hold on. What's that? Y'all just want to support somebody and wear a goddamn shit. Y'all lost your goddamn minds. You up like Minister Inky did. Dr. Minister Inky almost killed somebody, got them taking his fucking bullshit ass fucking medicine. Natural medicine. Homeopathic medicine. Learn about doctor training that prepares for your career in homeopathic medicine. Keep it. Okay. Can you earn a PhD while a doctor of homeopathic medicine is offered in various schools, with some of them licensed by the state or accredited by state-approved agencies? None of these schools have been accredited by an agency approved by the Council of Higher Education or U.S. Department of Education. Therefore, if you wish to pursue instruction in this field, you might opt instead to take courses in homeopathy or homeopathic medicine as part of a credit doctoral program in neuropathic medicine. Yeah, this was where's the other one? I kind of fucked up this screen. I got a lot of information in little time. What is it? Oh, I just had that shit on the screen. So, that's crazy. I might do this video over. There's some more information. I really gotta run. I might do this over tonight. More sources for you. This is all pseudoscience. They covered up, but do I expose them? Am I lying? That's what I want to know, a Kung Fu. Am I lying? Am I lying? That's the bottom line. Am I lying? That's right. To-do list. Hit that thumbs up button. Listen and research for myself. Like, share, subscribe to this channel. That's right. Right? Let me get this article right here. Then I'll close it on up. I'm pissed that I can't find that other thing. I'm mad as hell about this. Naturopathic, fake doctors in white coats. There's a widely held belief that there is more than one kind of medical system. We hear about mainstream medicine, traditional Chinese medicine, chiropractic, Ayurvedic, naturopathic medicine. But what is most important to anyone interested in their health is whether or not something works. Medical systems, most of us think of where we see our doctors, is different from others in that it is science-based, that it relies on evidence derived from sorry about that. But it's written by a doctor. I got other sources. I had some other ones. I had some other sources. I get plenty of sources on this. I got a ton. I just had to pick out some of them to do the show. I ain't got that much time. Yeah, the wind's blowing hard here too. But you saying Forbes really, right? But you still ain't debunking this information. You say all of that, but you ain't debunking this information, homie. It's just not happening. All right, let me get back to this. And all you have to do to get the neuropathic degrees, all you have to do is look at it. What is the process of doing it? And you will find out that you would never go to one of these motherfuckers. You would never go to one of these motherfuckers for your health problems. You get a doctorate in like 4 years in some places like England. You can't even do that shit in America. America won't even allow that shit. Why? Because it's bullshit. These people speculating and fucking with you, and y'all putting all y'all trust into that shit. You got cancer and shit. Your ass about to die, and you're gonna go right to one of these motherfuckers because you got one of these hotep ass nigga cousins that tell you Dr. Sebi curing people with cancer. And you go on over there and fuck with him and die. Right. I might do this over. I think I'm going to do the stream over. That's right. You better wipe that brow and shit, but you ain't, I'm back. I ain't got time for all that yellow shit. I got to go. I put that link in. Y'all can read this for yourself, and I'll come back tonight, and I'm going to do this one over. I'm going to do this one over. But I'll let you in, Chris, for a quick minute. I got about 5 minutes. I spent too much time on that video. Hurry up. Come on in here. If you coming. Come on. If you're coming, you're coming. All right. I'm all lost on this shit today. Rushing. All right. This is heart of modern medical science. We test our ideas and we don't rely on common sense and things that sound plausible. Most doctors accept that there is no alternative medicine. There is only medicine and everything else. Any alternative medicine that passes scientific muster is adopted and becomes simply medicine. Still, humans are pattern recognizing machines, always seeking logical explanation for what we observe. For millennia, people have observed what does and does not help us when we are sick. Some of our ancestors found that willow bark helped with pain and fever. Some found that eating peyote cactus gave. Nature is full of medical treasures, but these treasures, like lidocaine example, are not just for the taking. They must be tested, refined, understood, used with caution. Sure, black mama venom contains a natural painkiller that may be as powerful as morphine, but I'm not about to let one bite me when I have a headache. Which brings us to the popular system of alternative medicine, neuropathy from headlines. You know my bias here. Neuropathy is not medicine. or science, but more akin to religion. In Colorado and Michigan, bills are under consideration to allow Norpaths to have many of the same privileges as doctors. This would be a horrible mistake. First, we'll see what privileges Michigan wants to give Norpaths, and then why this would be a horrible, dangerous, no good idea. The Michigan bill proposes that Naturopaths can call themselves doctor or physicians modified by Naturopathic and would allow them to diagnose and treat medical conditions, in other words, be a real doctor. The bill goes on to list typical Naturopathic procedures that would be allowed in the state, include long disproved quackery such as homeopathy, hydrotherapy, electromagnetic therapy, none of them which have consistent definition, but as they are generally understood, make no scientific sense and have been tested and found to be useless or dangerous. One of my favorite lines from the bill scares me. It would allow to utilize routes in administration that but are limited to oral, nasal, auricular, ocular, rectal, and vaginal, transdermal, intransdermal, subcutaneous, intravenous, or intramuscular, consistent with his or her Naturopathic education and training. These fake doctors, without any other experience or education of real doctors, want the state of Michigan to legally enable them to shove things up their rear end or vagina. That's not good. Equally concerning is that they're allowed to prescribe durable medical equipment such as wheelchairs, hospital beds, etc. This is a business neck deep in fraud. A constant thorn in Medicare's paw to open up to more practitioners. And that's true. Most insurance companies don't cover homeopathic medicine or pathic medicine. They don't cover it. This is a really good article if y'all want to check it out. I'll put the link in there. I really have to go. Yeah, I'll continue this tonight or do it over whatever. Right? Chris Harris ain't coming on and shit. You know what that's. But anyway, thanks y'all for tuning in. Peace to Sister P for holding down the chat as a moderator. Anybody want to smoke, bring it to me and shit. Make sure y'all got your shit, all y'all ducks in order, right? So, Killer B, the goddamn Witchfinder General, signing off. Until later. Make sure everything you say is true, or the next video I make might be about you. Ah, man. That's another episode of The Taste, 23. Might be a 23.2.0 or some shit. All right, peace.